In this particular session, we are going to discuss, as we informed earlier. First, we are discussing some of the customizing coordinates in Excel, then using list option and basic logics in Excel. So that part I will do. Then in the major part, that is in VBA code, that Zunain will explain how to do the coding for dimensioning text in the particular drawing using VBA code. Firstly, I'm going to explain. I will take one example. Uh, by using that example, I will try to explain how we can use a list option in the Excel. So, for example, I will take in the design, we will get required dia, maybe required dia or required area, anything, or required moment, something like that. So I will take here required dia since I want to explain a list option. Okay, so if the required dia is 10 mm. Okay, so one more thing, we will be having provided dia. So required dia is 10 mm. So then one more thing, we have, suppose we have provided dia. Okay, provided dia is also 10 mm. Okay, so each time, instead of giving 10 mm here, I will be knowing which are the standard sizes of the reinforcement. Okay, maybe 8 mm, 10 mm, 12 mm. After that, we will get to 16 mm, 20 mm, 25 mm, and 32 mm. So if I make this as one list, like a drop down panel, so it will be easy for me to take that value each and every time. Okay, so we have two options for that. So one thing, I can list whatever I have, maybe 8 mm, then I have 10 mm, 12 mm, then 16 mm, then we have 20 mm, 25 mm, and 32 mm. So I can list somewhere here, then I can use that list at this particular cell, or else directly I can give. So for that, first I will click on this cell. So first, what I will do is, initially we will be in home tab, or in that I will go to data. In that, we'll go to data validation. In that, now I hope you can see that window. In that, here I will select list option. Okay, so if I select the list option, initially it will be any value, so I will go for list option. So either I can give here the values. So again I can give 8 comma 10 comma 12 comma 16 comma 20 comma 25 comma 32. Okay, I given all the list over here by giving comma. Then I will click OK. What will happen in the next time? So I will get all the list. So whatever the diameter I want, I can select from here. Okay, no need to think whether 14 mm is available or not. Actually, 14 mm diameter is not available in standard, we are not using. So if I use that one, I can easily select from this list. Okay, I hope you understood how we can do that. So one more option here, what I will do is I will select from this cells. Okay, for that, so initially I will be in home, so I will select on this cell, then I will go to data tab. So in that, go to data validation. Okay, click on that first option. Here select list, and here instead of giving the value by giving comma, I will go for this icon. Then I will select from the Excel sheet like this. I will drag this one, then I will click enter, then click OK. So now I will get that list. So if I select here, one advantage is, suppose if I make this as 30, automatically it will be updated in that list. So that is one of the advantage we have over here by selecting from the list. Okay, so I can make it as 32, as we know that that is the standard size. So again, I can go for that data validation. I can edit here also. Okay, suppose first list I given by giving values. So I can go for data validation. Here I can change, I can increase the number of list. Okay, so also not only we have to select like this, I can directly give 25. If it is there in the list that I can, it will take. Okay, so if I try to give other values, it won't take. uh, I hope that is clear. So next, what I'm going to explain, suppose what in this case, if the required dia is 10 mm, if I provided is 10 mm, I wanted to show it is safe. Okay, or else I have to show that it is unsafe. Okay, that time easily in the design procedure we'll understand whether it is safe or not. For that, I'm going to use if statement. Okay, very easy if statement. So what I have to do, if provided dia is more than that, it is safe, or else it is unsafe. So in two ways I can use that if statement for this. Either if it is greater than or equal to required, my design is safe, isn't it? Either it is 10 mm or it should be greater than 10 mm, then my design is safe. Okay, I can go for that one option. Or else I have to make that if the provided dia is less than required dia, I have to make it as unsafe. So both the way I will show that one. First one, if provided dia is greater than or equal to required dia, I have to show it as safe or else unsafe. So I will go for that one first. So I will come back to the home tab. So I will click equal symbol. So this is the way we can implement the function. So I will go for if. Okay, I will open the bracket. Okay, if you don't know the logic, by default I know the logic. So first I have to give the logic statement, you can see there. So first I have to give the logic statement. If it is true, I have to tell that what I have to show. If it is false, I have to show that what it has to show. So it is showing the logic of that particular function. So if you don't know that, so by giving if, I can go for this icon fx. Okay, so if I click on that, it will open this window. Okay, so here now I can give this statement. What I have to give this statement, if this is greater than or equal to this cell, understanding, right? I'm giving the cell h6, that is provided, I am providing here. If it is greater than or equal to h5, I have to show that it is safe. I will use caps. I will make that it is safe. Okay, or else if it is less, I have to show that it is unsafe. Okay, so if I do this, if I click OK, see now it is safe. The required dia is 10, provided dia is 12, now it is safe. Suppose if I provide it as 10, now also it is safe because our logic is same. So if I make this as 8, it will show that it is unsafe. Okay, it is very useful whenever you are doing the, especially in civil engineering problems. Okay, so I hope you understood how we can use if statement. So first I have to start with if you don't know the logic, I can go for fx. Here I can use that one. Okay, now I explained what is list and if. With this advance, I will show something. So initially I have to make this as red color in that case. Okay, initially I will make this as red color. Now I will go to the conditional formatting. Okay, I will go to new rule. In that I will go to the last option. So what I have to do, if this is, I will go for this last option. If this is greater than or equal to this, okay, format, you can see here I can change the border, font or number. My intention is to change the fill. I have to make this as green color. I will click OK, then click OK. Now it is green color. If it is not true or required is 16, provided is 12, it is unsafe. Now it is coming red color. Okay, now what I will do is, in the previous class, what we did here in the second cell, directly I given 100 mm. Okay, so this whatever the uh, coordinate we have created, it is only valid for this particular figure. Suppose what if this instead of 100, if I want to provide 150. Okay, so in that case I cannot go here again and I have to make it as 150. Okay, I will do some try to do customized thing. So then easily in that cell I will change it as 150, whatever the required value. Okay, so in that way I'm going to build this one. So I will try to implement b1. So b1, small letter b1, and b2, b2, and third one, that is h1. You can see here whatever I wanted to change, h1 and h2. Okay, the values I'm going to give here. Okay, b1 value, in this case it is 100. You can refer the figure whatever we have shown here. b1 is 100, same value I'm going to take at the initial stage. And b2 is 50, h1 that is 200, h2 that is 100. Okay, in the last class we did same figure. Okay, that I'm going to change here. So initial coordinate directly I can take from the origin. Okay, we have seen here I related this to the origin. If I change the value here, it is going to change. Okay, so if I come to the second value, that is second node, so we made that is a1, that is this value plus 100. Instead what I will do here, a1 plus, I have to make this as b1. That value is available in this cell. So I will click on this, then I will click enter. So if I come to the third node, that is same as previous one, we related a previous value, there is no need to change. Okay, if I come to the fourth node, what will happen? So that is previous value, that is third node minus b2 value. So our b2 value is available here. I will click on that cell. Previously I given directly 50, but I will here I will relate that cell. So if I change that is into 25, automatically it is going to change here. So I will relate here, then I will click enter. So if I go to the fifth node, it is same as previous one. Fifth node is the same as previous one. We related that one. Then if I come to the sixth node, I can relate it as, or else directly I can give it as first value, that will come to the 0. So anyway I can give the coordinate, but ultimately I have to get the final result, isn't it? That sixth node is nothing but coordinate of first node. Okay, x value is same as that first node. Again last one is the same as that of first node. Okay, if I come to the y value, if you have any doubt in between you can ask. Okay, for the y values, so initial value is origin, Okay, for the second node, if I come here, second node, it is same as that origin. We related that one B1 cell. Okay, we related that B1 cell. So if I come to the third one, so that is B2, whatever we got B2 plus H1. You can see here B2 plus H1. If I come to the fourth node, if I come to the fourth node, it is the same as that of previous value. So I will relate that same thing. If I come to the fifth node, it is fourth node minus H2 value. Fourth node minus H2 value. Okay, finally, that is sixth node is same as that of fifth node. I can relate directly. Then the last node, I can give this as 0. Okay, now what is the advantage is, suppose if I want to this change this B1 as a 75 base of the rectangle, whatever we have shown, if it is a 75, automatically it is going to change here. So 0, the node second will become 75, third node will become 75, minus 50. So automatically here also it is changed. Okay, so again B2, I will make this as 50. Okay, you can observe in the figure it will become rectangle according to that. So I will make this as 25. So we got the smaller rectangle. Okay, so if I in the vertical direction, if I make this as 150, so you can see the changes here. It became 152 overall height. H2, whichever is here, if I give this as 150, I have to change this as 75. It is updated in the figure also. So now I can use this particular coordinate for any type of this type of L section. Okay, so if I want to make one steel angle of size, maybe base width is 100. Okay, then thickness is 10 mm. Okay, height is 100. Then this I will going to give it as 90. So I made one angle or rolled section over here. Okay, easily I can do the changes if I do the customization. Okay, now I hope this is clear with this. Just incorporating, instead of directly giving 100, I'm giving over this. So I will come to the default values. So initially I will give 100, then B2 I will give 50. I will make this as 200. I will come to our default figure. Okay, that's how we have started. Okay, now I will use if statement for this, whatever we learned now. Okay, so for that, first I will use list. What I will do here is, so last one I will decide whether to close or not. Okay, last class we have shown here, if it is only 6 coordinate, so what will happen? Okay, so for that loop and I will take this as loop and. Okay, so I have two options. Either I have to keep this as open or close. So once I complete this one, you'll understand what I'm doing here. So I will go for the list option. Either last and either it is open or close, isn't it? So for that I will go for loop and. So I will go to the data. In that data validation, in that I will go to list. So in the source I will give either it is closed or it is open. Okay, I have two options. So I will click on OK. The last loop and either it is closed or open, that I will take here. Okay, so now I will make a different color to identify this cell. I will come here. So initially directly we given it as A1. Okay, here I will use the if statement. If it is closed, okay, if the loop is closed, I want to get back this A1 and B1 value, or else I have to get this A6 and B6 value. Try to understand. So if it is closed, I have to get this as 0 0, or else I have to get this as 0 and 100, or else I have to get this 0 and 100. So that logic statement I will give here. So how I'm going to give here is, so I will open the if loop. Okay, so I don't know how to give that one, so I will click on fx. Okay, my logic statement, if this is, if this is equal to, so since it is text, I will use a inverted comma like this. Okay, so it is not visible, you have to understand, I cannot zoom that particular window. Okay, if this is close, I will type that one. I will open inverted comma, double inverted comma, then I will write here, if it is close. Okay, whatever the sentence I have given here, or whatever the spelling I have given here, same thing you have to give. So now it is showing, see, that is true. If it is true, I have to get this value. So if it is true, I have to get this coordinate, isn't it? If it is close, I have to get the first coordinate. If it is false, I have to get sixth coordinate. So I have to stop my coordinate, I have to make the coordinate as same as previous one. Okay, so you try to solve this one, or try to do again, do the practice, you will understand easily. Okay, so if it is close, I have to get the first origin, or else I have to stop here, I have to get the same coordinates at as that of sixth one. Okay, then I will click okay. Okay, I will come back here. For this also I have to write this statement. So I will open the if statement. I will open the if statement. I will go to this easy option. So what I will do, if this is equal to, I will open double inverted comma, then I will write close. If it is close, now it is true, I have to get this coordinate. Okay, at the true place, I have to get this coordinate. If it is false, I have to stop at the sixth coordinate only. Okay, so if it is false, if I want to keep open, I have to make that coordinate as previous coordinate only. Then I will click OK. Now it is closed. You can see here it is closed. So it come back to the previous coordinate. This coordinate is taken as first coordinates. So what I will do is, in the list option, I will make this as open. Now we can see the magic over here. So automatically it has taken A6 and B6 value at A7 and B7. So in that way, I have taken that logic. So now here it is open. Okay, so I will make this as close. You can see here it is closed. I will keep open. Now it is open. So all the logic I have given here. Okay, just by using if statement, I have done that. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is what that is the first part. So we completed a list option, then a simple logic, then how we can give the data conditional formatting to change the color, either it is red or green or anything else, something like that. Okay, now in the second part, Zunin will explain the dimensioning and the text. Okay, over to Zunin.
So let's begin directly with the dimensioning and the text using Excel VBA, right? So before I come into the coding, let's have some basic understanding of what is the dimension and what is text. Dimension, if there is any line, if this black is a line, if you consider it as a line, then dimension will tell its length or breadth or whatever it is, right? So that is what arrow indicates a dimension. Arrow with the text. So we can see there are 2 points. First, the first point, and the second point, as well as the dimension text, right? So whenever you use in AutoCAD, what we do is we click on the dimension option, and then from there we select this point, and then we go to the second point, and by that we get the dimension of that, right? And we have certain different types of arrows. If you know, we have architectural arrow, we have some oblique arrow, and filled arrow, right? So that is what dimension is. So if we have to code, we want this first point, we want the second point, and whatever text what is coming there, that we have to mention, right? Whether it is in whether it is in centimeter, meter, everything. And whether we also have a chance to change the we also have a chance to change the arrow head, to change its properties. So we can just manipulate all those properties, right? So we'll see how it goes. So this was the diagram which we had done in the last class, and also in the present session also. So if I have to draw this dimension, this 100 right? So what are the points? We have 0 comma 0 as well as 0 comma 100. So that means the first point will be 0 comma 0, and the second point will be 0 comma 100. So this is the first line which we'll be seeing in the y direction. So I have to draw the dimension, right? So the first point I can get, the second point I can get. What about the third point? Third point in the sense, the point where the text should come. So in coding, there will be 3 points. The first point, the second point, and the point where the dim text or the text should come, right? So the third point, I'll keep it, let it be in the center, right? Let it be in the center, and let it have a gap of 5 to 10 units from the 0 point. That means this point, this 100 point, will be around 5 comma 50. Am I right? Right. So this point will be around 5 comma 50. So first point, you know, it is 0 comma 0. Second point you got, and third point we said that okay, let it be half of this and 5 units apart from this, right? So half of this I can write as 0 plus 100, right? 0 plus 100 by 2, and 0 plus 100 can also be written as y1 and y2, because these are the values of these things, right? These are the values of these things. So basically I'm taking the values from the Excel. I'm not giving my own 50 values. I'm taking from the Excel. So from in Excel we have these points 0 comma 100 and 0 comma 0, right? So I'm telling you all this because in the code you have to mention these points not by just numbers, but by linking it to the Excel, by taking the values from the Excel, right? So if I have to go for the next line, 50, the line which has a 50 unit, 50 comma 200. Yes, it is 50 comma 200, and the next point 100 comma 200. Yes, the 2 points are done. So we want the third point, that means this 50 point. So let's keep it between this, right? Let's keep it between this. That means somewhere in between this. So this is 50 comma 100, and this is 50 comma 200, and this is 100 comma 200. That means this will come around 75, right? In between, in the x direction. In the x direction, it will be somewhere in between. And let me keep some distance of 10 from this line, from distance of 10 units from this line. So what will be our third point? Our third point will be 75 comma 2 comma 210, right? Because 200 is already here, so I'm going 10 units apart. That means 210. So 210 and 75, and 75 I can split as 50 plus 100 by 2, and 210 also I can split as 200 plus 10, right? And now you will tell me how can I get back in x and y values, right? So I can write this as x1 plus x2 by 2. Am I right? And comma y2 or y1 plus 10. Am I right? So I can write like this. I can write x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus 10. right? So these x1, x2 and y1 will get from the Excel. So we will taking these values, we will extract these values from Excel, right? Because we can't just give these values, because this might change. Now if I go and change the Excel, these points might change, right? So because of that, we have to link it, or we have to give a relative of x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus 10, and this 10 depends on you. I can say this 10 depends on you, how much gap you give from the line. From this line I gave 5 units gap, right? For this line I'm giving 10 units gap. I hope I'm clear at this point, right? Okay, so coming on to the next, what are the different properties of dimension, right? I mean, text height, right? Let's have text height and arrow height. What else you can have as a dimension property? The arrow head, right? The arrow style, whether it is architectural or engineering. And you have seen that suffix. I hope everyone has given this suffix as mm or meter or centimeter, and given some scale factors, right? And then the text position, whether it is should be centered or it should be that side or this side, on the left side or the right side of the point, I mean of the arrow. And suppress extend lines. So suppress extend lines means if you have this dimension, you can see there are some lines or some extension that come like this, which we don't give most of the time, right? We don't give this. So these are the so you have to suppress this extended lines. So these are the different properties which we'll be seeing in the AutoCAD as well as in the VBA, right? So I'm telling you these things because you should remember all these things when we code. So getting the values from Excel, I was saying you have to get the values from Excel, you have to extract the values from Excel. So think we have a value here. So we have a value of 100, 0, right? So 100 is in which row? It is in the second row and eighth column, right? Second row, eighth column. So in the same way, if you want some value, right? If you want some value, I can say sheet one dot range, a beautiful code from VBA saying that sheet1 dot range, and I should get from which value? I should get from A2. See, this is how you should write. You should write the column name first and the row, right? The column name and the row, right? So column name and the row. So sheet1 dot range A2. So what happens at this point is, the value which we saw, that was 200, right? That was 200, will jump into this P1 of 0, right? Will jump into this V1. So P1 of 0 will get this value of 200 from the Excel directly, right? So that is what we are doing here. We are extracting the values from Excel. And we have also one more method, that is sheet1 dot cells row comma column. So if I have to take the same example, I can say sheet1 dot cells row is the second row and eighth column, right? So I'll write like this: sheet1 dot cells a comma in the 2 comma in the column I can write a. So once you have done, you have got all the points, you have done everything, you have got the linkage, you have extracted the values from Excel. After everything, the final step is dimension. So how will you code for dimension? So last time we have seen a coding for line where it was like dwg dot model space dot add line, right? Add a polyline, add a lightweight polyline. In the same way, we have a dimension for the dimension. In the same way, dwg dot model space dot add dim align, or you can add anything, dim rotated, right? There are many types of dimensions, right, in AutoCAD. And whatever what you have to give, you have to give the first point, you have to give the second point, and you have to give the point where the text has to come, right? And coding for text. So for coding for text, this text is what the text which we give has a heading, has a side heading, or might be some arrows, right? For the M leaders, we give some text, right? So that is how we have to just add a text. If you have to add a text, we can give like dwg.modelspace.add text. And add text will what we want to give. We want to give a string. That means what should we add? Whether should I add my name, whether should I add my college name or USN, or what is the string, or what is the sentence I have to give, and what is the width of that sentence, and what is the height of that sentence. Don't worry about the code. The code will be given, and if you watch this video also, you can get the code. Not at all a problem, right? The only thing is you have to understand why are we giving these points, right? So we'll go back to code, right? So we are doing a dimension. So what we have to do, first step is create. Simple. So dim, I'll give my text. What should I give my text as? Text name as okay. Let me give as line D. Line D means line dimension, right? So these are the things which you are giving. So it all depends on you, like how you give. No matter it all depends on you, like the name you give. So line D, what line D? Line D should be has ACAD dimension, right? We have seen this in the last class. So ACAD dimension, right? That is done. That is done. And then what we have to do? We have 3 points. I said there are 3 points. There are 3 points for a dimension: the first point, the second point, and the third. Right? So I have to define those 3 points. I have to create those 3 points. So, and each point will have how many values, x and y, right? So the first one will have x and y, the second one will have x and y, and third will have x and y. That means 2 values. And when you work on AutoCAD, you can see there is x and y, but there is also something called as z, right? There is also something called as z. So you have to give 3 points. That means if I consider any point, there will be 3 coordinates for that: x, y, and z, right? And don't worry about z, we are not using that here. I just said for your understanding, right? So we have to create points, right? So I'll create my first point as dim 1, comma 2. Why I'm giving 2? There are x, y, z. That means I have told you in the last class, in the last session, that every array will start with the value of 0. So if I give d1 of 2, that means it will have 3 values, that is 0, 1, and 2, right? 0, 1, and 2. So I have done that, right? 0, 1, and 2, right? This will be my first point. So point, let me consider it as double because point might be anything, any real number, right? In the same way, we want one more second point. So dm2, right, as double. We want the third point, dm3, right, as double. So we have just created the dimensions and the point. Now you have to give the point, right? You have to give the point. You have to give the point. So let me take this as just a heading, my first dimension, which we'll be doing today. The first point, what I said, first point, the first point we have to give has, first point will be this, first point, 0, 0, 0, 0. So see where is 0, 0 in yours. It is in the A1 as well as in the B1, right? It is in A1 and B1. That means I should get the value from there. How to get the value? So my dm1, that means first point, first value, that means x1, should be from where? sheet1 dot range, right? And you have to give your arrow and column. So I have said you how to give the code here, right? So you have to give a column and arrow. So column and arrow, I'll give a1, right? Yes, right, done. And give a semicolon. Semicolon is like a comma, same like comma only, right? So dm1 of the second point. The second point should be what? It should be e1, right? So we are taking this point. This is our x1 and this is our y1. So I'll take that point. Right, sheet1 dot range, and then b1. It done. And I said there is something called as third point, z, because it has 3 values, right? x1, x. So I'll put a comment here. So this is x1. Okay, I can't put comment here. It's okay. So this is x1, and then this is yeah. So dm1 of 2. dm1 of 2 will be 0. Why 0? Because we are not working in the z-axis. Remember this last point should be 0. Why? Because we are not working in the z-axis, right? So to make it understandable, every dm, that is the point, will have 3 things, right? First the x1, the y1, and the z1. So x1 we have given this point, that is 0. y1 we have given this point, that is 0, and this is 0, right? In the same way, the second point, so where is the second point? So it should be 0 comma 100. That means 0 comma 100, this point. So in Excel, where is this 0 comma 100? So in Excel, it is in sixth row. That means A6 and B6, right? A6 and B6. So in the same way, I can write dm2 of 0, that is the second point's first value, will be sheet 1 dot range, and it will have the value was A6, right? A6, and a colon, and the m2 of 1, the sheet 1 dot range, and then we have b6, right? A6 and b6, it was, yeah, we have seen that. So dm2 of 2, that is the third point, will be 0, right? So I hope this is clear, right? Yes. So we have given the first point, we have given the second point, now we have got the third point. So third point is 50 and 5, right? 50 and 5. Sorry, this should be minus 5 accordingly, right? Minus 5 and minus 5. And if I have to tell you, I can't just put minus 5, right? Because if this point goes somewhere here, right? If this 0 comma 0 was somewhere here, then my text would be here only itself, not at this position. So I can give as, can I give this as 0 comma minus 5, right? 0 minus 5 is nothing but minus 5 only. And 0 is what? 0 is our x1, right? 0 is our x1. So basically you're writing all in terms of x and y's, right? X and y's. So here the first point, that is dm3 of 0, the first point of 0, what we'll have 0 minus 5. So 0 minus 5, that is nothing but x1. I can give this, that is a1, I can just copy paste from here, right? And minus 5. And what about y1? The y value. The y value is y1 plus y2 by 2. y1 plus y2. That means this value, the first value, okay, sorry, the first value, dm3 of 1, that is the third point, second value, will be this plus the y, this plus the y2 value divided by 2, right? Divided by 2. So I can give a bracket here, before the division symbol, just to make it safe. So I have got a y1 plus y2 by 2, and the third point will be a beautiful 0, right? Beautiful 0. So we have set the points. The points are ready. I hope the points are ready, and even you people are ready to draw the first line, dimension. So we have to set the dimension, right? Every time we have to set the line, we have to set the dimension. You can see we have last time we have set the polyline. The same way in this we have to put a set, and our dimension name is, which is line D, pwg dot model space dot add, what we have to add? We have to add a dim align. Why I'm adding dim align? Because you can add anything, dim rotator, dim align. It's your wish. Whatever you want, you can add. But here I'll be adding dim align because for me it is easier, because I have worked on this. And see, you can see the dim align is asking 3 points. One is for point 1, point 2, and text point, right? The same thing what I have said before, right? So our point 1, what is our point 1? dm1. And what is our point 2? dm2. And what's our point 3? dm3, right? So we have set everything. Everything is done now. We'll see what happens, right? Right. So let's run our code. What our code says. So the code is run, and you can see there is a 100 comma 100 dimension is here, but you see there is no gap in between, right? It is just on the line, right? So what we have to do, we know some properties of this dimension, right? So we'll alter some properties, right? So what's our dimension name called as? Line D, right? Line D. So I'll use a function called as width. With line D, what you have to do with line D, you have to change the text height, right? Let's change the text height. What's the text height should be? Let's put the text height of 5, right? Yeah, we have changed the text height. Next, let's change the arrow size. Arrowhead size, right? Arrowhead size. Arrowhead size should be around 1, right? We'll keep it as 1. Then text gap, right? We want text gap. Text gap because we have seen this text gap. We keep the text gap of 5. So end with. So whenever you start with any with statement, you have to end it, right? You have to end it. So what I have done, I have just altered the properties. I have put a text height of 5. I have put a arrow's head of 5, and we'll see the text gap of 5, right? Text gap of 5. So we'll run the code again. I'll just delete all this diagram which is already created. We'll run the code. So there's some error here. The text height. Okay, the spelling of height HI. Okay, now it should go well. Yes. So you can see there is some gap here. Right. Okay, you have not said this. I have not put 2 here, so that was one mistake of mine. So we'll see now. Yeah. So once you have given all your points and all your dimensions, it should work very well. So now it's working very well, right? Okay, and but see, we can see here there are some extended lines. There are some extended lines which we don't want. Yes, we don't want that. So I'll alter some properties. I'll be like extend, give a dot, extend line, right? And fixed line, extend. So this is a small code we have to give there, right? And suppress. This should be equal to what we have done. We have just suppressed those extended lines. So we'll see now what happens. We'll see what happens, whether it will work or not. So coding is like this only. You have to check and get your final product. You have to try and try. So see, this is a beautiful dimension what we have got, right? Okay. So in the same way, we'll put a dimension for the next one, the 50th line, right? The 50th line. So I can see this is x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, and then I can get these points from the Excel, even these points from the Excel, right? So what we'll do is, yeah. So we have got this. The second one, I have already prepared it for you. I can just copy paste that. The second one. You can see the first point. What you have to do, you have to get 50, 100, right? So where is 50? 50 is in A3. If I have to say 50 is in A3, no, A4, right? A4 and B4, yeah. So the code is working properly. We'll see once again. We'll just copy paste these properties here. You can see the dimension is done. So in this way, the first dimension will be a bit difficult for you because why? Because we have to know about the points, and once that is fine, once you get to know how to put these points, right, you can easily go through that. There's no issue. So I hope the dimension was clear for you people. So if dimension is clear, then text is very easy. So text. So before we text, we have to create text, right? So I'll put my text name as. I'll put my text name as, what should I put? As mtext, right? I'll put as mtext, as acad text. So I've created my text. Now I have to set it, right? Before setting, what I said, the text will have two things. The text will have two things. One is the text string, right? And the height, and whatever the point where you have to keep that, right? The point you have to keep, right? Before that, let me put the text string as string. Right, this is the word. This is a text which will be shown in the drawing. Right, before that, where should I keep my AutoCAD? I'll tell, let my heading be somewhere here. That means half of this, right? Half of this, and some gap of 25 or 50, right? Some gap of 25 or 50. So if I have to tell you that, I'll say the first point, that is first point is somewhere here, right? First point is somewhere here. That is x1 plus x2 by 2, right? X1 plus x2 by 2. That means we have our dm. Let me take dm1 as, okay. So here there's only one point. There's no 2, 3 points. There's only one point. So I want the point should be, here somewhere, right? So that is this point plus this point by 2. That is a1 plus a2 by 2. A1 plus a2 by 2. That means I should write sheet 1 dot range dot a1, right? Oh, I've mixed one thing. Plus sheet 1 dot range, and then a2, right, by 2. This is my first x1, and dm1 of 2, that is y1. What should be my y1? It should have some gap of 25 from this point. I'll keep it a gap of 25 from this point. This point is what? B1. So from the B1 point, we have a gap of 25. So sheet 1 dot range B1 and gap of 25. And 25 is in which direction? The negative direction, right? The negative y direction. The negative y direction. That means minus. That means minus 25, right? And dm1 of 2, that is the third point. The third point is what? The third point is a beautiful 0. Why? Because we are not working in the z-axis, right? Z-axis, we are not working. We have got the point. Now what we have to go get? We have to get the string, right? So what the text is? So instead of writing, I'll do one thing. I'll put somewhere here. I'll write done by Zunine. Right. So done by Zunine. So I want this text should come in my AutoCAD drawing. I want this text to come in my AutoCAD drawing. So what I'll do, so my text, whatever has to come in the AutoCAD drawing, it should be from sheet 1 dot range, and where it should come? It should come from M1, I guess, right? M1, yeah, M1 and N1. So M1, right? And plus is a symbol to join two strings. That means if you have to join two words, if you have to just add, or you can say concatenate two words, you have to use a plus symbol. Right, so you have to use a plus symbol. So next word is what? Next word is sheet 1 dot range, and range is what? N1, right? I'll tell you why I'm writing like this, like a splitted one, right? So the text is done, the points are done. Now what? Now set it. So set m text is equal to dwg dot model space dot what you have to add? You have to add a text, right? You have to add text. Add text. Add text. You have to have a text string. Text string is what? txt. Right? It's asking the insertion point. Insertion point is one dm1. Insertion point is nothing but where the text has to go. And the third is height. Where should be your height? Your height should be, right? Okay, your height should be, let it be some 5 to 10 units. Okay, we'll keep it 10 units. We'll see what happens. And I have missed one bracket here, I guess, right? I've missed one bracket here. Perfect. Thank you. So we have done the point. We have got our point. We have got our text. So let's see whether it will work or not. It should work, and it is beautifully working. So done by Zunine, right? So why I gave these in different points, that means in different columns. If I have to change, if I have to change this, I'll put caps. I'll run the code. I'll run the code. So it's done by caps. So here what we are doing it, we are making it more flexible, right? We are making it more flexible. We are making it, it's like we can put for any number of drawings, right? See, I can change this to 1000, comma 1000, right? Comma 1000, and then I can put it. It was done by some other. Let's pick someone from here itself. So I can give as Ishika. So Ishika. So if it's done by Ishika, right? We can just go. So we can see it should have come now. So this part drawing is done by Ishika, right? In the same way, if we have to, we can give n number of ways at origin of 2000, comma 1000, right? So we'll see how it goes, whether it works, whether Kaushik has done the drawing. Yeah, so Kaushik has done the drawing with the different dimensions, right? I hope this was, yeah, so this was the total concept of dimension and text. So you have to have 3 points, remember that, and those 3 points should be coming from the Excel. And how to take from Excel? We have a beautiful code called as range. Give your column number and column row number, right? And if you want to alter the properties, you can alter the properties, right? If you want, then about text, the code is easier. It is just add text, and I have missed here. It should be the insertion point. Sorry for that. Insertion point. So these are the things what I have to say from my side. I hope it was very interesting.